Okay, right off the bat, don't expect to see a lot of the main floor with all the shiny new cars. I was here for mainly one thing and one thing only, which you'll see in a moment. But, I guess I'll humor you guys and discuss the boring modern cars here and rate the booths I managed to go to, along with my opinions of a few new cars that I actually like, namely all the sport compacts. Nissan definitely had the biggest fall off, as last year they had a friggin' midnight purple R34 GTR on a lift, real Nismo heritage reproduction parts, and one of the last R35 Nismos I actually got to sit in. Now they got the Z, which is kinda cool, I guess, and random overpriced clothing in a box instead of brand new cookie S13 taillights. Really shows how much Nissan is struggling. They couldn't even afford to bring their little luxury bro Infiniti along with them like they did last year. Toyota cooked, as always. My dad was really interested in the new Crown Insignia, which I don't get at all. It's no wagon like he says it is. Lose the cladding and lower it, and maybe I could see it. Also, the new GR Corolla that was there was auto-tragic, which was a shame, but hey, it's a new option and they want to show it off for the losers who want to buy an automatic GR Corolla. The GR Corolla! That, unfortunately, has been neutered by... Ooh, an automatic. Ugh, scary. Hey, Dad, you're not going to like what's in this GR Corolla. Look. Go look inside. No manual? Yeah, no manual. In the very least, it's not a CVT, but I've sat in one of these, and with the manual, and the shifter in the manual one was crazy awesome. Honestly, I think if I had to choose between WRX, GT Golf R, and this, I would choose this 100%. Way more comfortable seating, I will say that. And, okay, no, wait. Legroom is 1,000% worse. Never mind. Then again, I have no friends to sit in the back seat. VW was about the same, nothing much to write home about, aside from more of the new ID Buzz being featured. Jetta GLI. No manual. Man, last year I managed to somehow rickroll the entire auto show because I somehow managed to get my phone connected to the Bluetooth of this one of these Volkswagens. I don't have footage of it, sadly, but you're just gonna have to take my word on it. Like, I sat in one of these. Actually, I don't think I sat in the GTI, not the Golf R. So let's have a look at this thing. I like the seat bolstering already. Definitely a little more. It's blue again. I've already sat in a Boy Racer blue car today already. But this isn't Boy Racer. This is Rich Boy Racer car. Unfortunately, my foot isn't seeming to touch this pedal. There's no third pedal here. We're playing something called a Shabuzi. I don't know what a Shabuzi is. Well, not even a... They literally have circumcised it. Even the automatic shifter. Hi, Dad.
Hey, buddy. What do you think?
Where manual?
No manual.
Yeah. Back seat. Look at how cramped the back seat is. Honestly,
Are you sure?
Get in. You're 6 foot. Told ya. Somebody lost their what? Did you step on my...
No, I did not step on yours.
Somebody lost their AirPods? Oh boy. My phone is...
Well, back seat, depending on how you dialed in, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Look at how... Like, the WRX is way better rear leg room.
Right, and this is how much more money?
$47,000. This thing is like $10,000 more expensive than a WRX. And in 2020's car culture, that even automakers are getting in on the fun. Putting a bike on the roof of your car. It's very interesting. Maybe that EJ1CN guy that made a video about getting a track bike instead of another car is onto something. 32,000, you could do way worse for 32,000, and the legroom is way better. I think you have with a third pedal. If I had to choose, I'd choose this over a Golf R. Subaru was going nuts with how big their crazy forest is getting, yet I feel something is missing. The TS. I don't like the Subarus much, but this is pretty cool. I like the blue seats. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a seat in the back. It's got really nice looking rear seat room here. Look at this. I like this more. I don't like the fact it's a screen. I want physical gauges. Okay. Oh yeah. Feel that. Manual. Shifting my circumcised stick shift. Room could be better. I will say that.
Does that go down a little bit?
No, this isn't. Oh, it is power. Okay.
Yeah, it goes down.
Yeah, it's power. All right. And for cars, they're not terrible in terms of breaking your spine.
How does it feel? Bolstering.
It's okay. I don't know.
I mean,
Oh, I like the blue stitching on the steering wheel, though.
I mean, all the touches. The touches.
Yeah, this is really nice. The blue is definitely a good accent because
I like the blue.
WR Blue Pearl is definitely the peak color.
Seriously, the small display in the lobby from a dealer off Long Island called Competition Subaru was a better homage to Subaru's heritage to whatever dog mom cottagecore Subaru corporate was actually doing up topside. At least they had dogs there, which I always love.
Hi! Hello! Hi! Hello!
Ford is also on their friggin' A game as well with the spinny Bronco and the record-smashing Mustang GTD, but there's still heresy afoot in their booth.
What the heck? Mach-E Rally Edition. What? I didn't even know this existed. There's still heresy, though.
Heresy!
I remember when the Ford Focus RS was the rally car of the time. Now it's this. Alright, whatever. Oh, imagine what that must have been like going to the auto show and seeing like a Focus RS or ST here. That would probably was awesome. Because for as good as Ford is cooking right now, they were doing so much better 10 years ago in terms of the variety of cars they had.
Along with this weird-ass sport truck thing called the Lobo.
The Lobo, it's got like an upgraded motor, it's got these 19-inch wheels, and Lobo badge. That's kind of it. That's kind of it, I think. And I think it gets like slightly more power, but I really like the grille on this. It says performance-tuned suspension, enhanced steering and brakes, and a closed course only configuration known as Lobo mode. For that tiny truck, tiny sport truck. Now, if they made it in manual, then it would be a true sport truck.
Chevrolet actually had a pretty cool display, but the absence of the Camaro and especially the Malibu was felt. The almighty Malibu. Peak rental garbage right here. Audi and Volvo were just sad, but at least Audi had the almighty RS6 GT, whatever super insane wagon this is. Yes, that is the factory paint job with the racing graphics. Now all we need is funky factory vinyl decals like we had in the 90s. Hyundai was also pretty interesting, especially with this electric race car. I don't like EVs, but the Ioniq 5 is cool in my book. It's basically a hot hatch disguised as a crossover. They also had one of the most slept-on cars, in my opinion, there. The friggin' Hyundai Elantra N. For Nissin!
Wait, dude, look! The seats light up? That is cool as hell. And the best part, you can get this in manual. Alright, rear leg room is looking good, if not better than the WRX. Okay, it's not manual, unfortunately, but the steering wheel's got a weird red button. I wonder what it does. No, I'm not gonna press it yet. It thinks we're in the Lincoln Tunnel, apparently. I don't like screens, yet again, because I'm old, but at the very least, most of the climate control gate dials are physical. And these seats are definitely more comfortable and definitely bolstered just right. These seats are just right. They're not too uncomfortable, but they're bolstered just right.
You're dialed in.
Hi. Wow. I think this is the best, like, bang for buck. I didn't get with the manual, but anyway, it's got a weird red button and these little things that say N on the steering wheel. I don't know what they do. But let's see what this red button does. It's probably the button for the burble mode on this thing. Because yes, from factory, you can put this thing into a burble mode. Elantra N, slept on, criminally slept on, in fact. Or maybe not, because people are love to steal these. Alright. Oh yeah, this is really good for the back. The only thing I don't like about modern cars is the trunk popper. So I can't find them, but thankfully on this one I can. Okay, oh no, it's not. Dude, look, it's got fucking race bars.
Oh, nice.
Like I said, Hyundai, they cooked on this hard, dude.
Also, I didn't realize this until much, much later, but I completely walked by the Maserati booth and didn't even realize they had their brand new GT2 Stradale supercar there. Apparently, Maserati is cooking again for the first time in over 20 years, I think. And I know for a fact this will be one of the only Maseratis that won't depreciate like 5,000% the second it drives off the lot. Honda was alright, nothing too much to say here, but yeah, a bit sad they didn't show off the Prelude concept. Stellantis is just sad, especially with Chrysler desperately trying to say, "We're still here! Look at this cool-ass concept car we will never make! We have a bright future ahead of us! Buy our minivans!" When we all know Stellantis is gonna crumble under its own weight in debt soon. Chrysler also wasn't accurate to the lore. What the fuck?
Prowler mentioned! Prowler spotted! Where's the PT Cruiser? Why, I guess even Chrysler wants to forget you to forget the PT Cruiser. Oh, hey look, at 300. Not the 300C. Yeah, no PT Cruiser in this montage of Chryslers. That's a shame. They should have shown the PT Cruiser. Justice for the PT Cruiser.
Fiat's booth was actually a little bit bigger than usual, and for some reason they bothered to bring some weird city car they only sell in Europe called the Topolino, or something like that.
God, this is a brand new car, and the plastic body panels, you can already see it starting to crack and wear out. That's definitely a sign. Suicide doors? What? Can my fat American butt fit in this car? Let's find out. Oh, I do fit in here. This would be a fun car for like puttering around in Florida. Interesting. What's this little bag thing here? Oh, it's just for decorations, not for anything, I think. But I'm surprised they even went through the bother of bringing something like this here for a show, since they probably have no intentions of selling this thing, because what Americans would buy this tiny golf cart? Because this is a rebadged Citroën Ami, or Opel Rocks. But this is basically a quadricycle, and in Europe, quadricycles are owned by like teenagers and stuff as like a cheap way of getting out. I can't get out. I can't find the door handle. Do I pull this? No.
You can't get out?
Let's try this one. Oh, that does it. That's the door handle.
That's crazy.
You know, the body panels are plastic.
The whole thing is fun.
Dodge was there, and I think this is a fall off to rival Nissan. Holy crap.
It's got paddle shifters even though it's electric? What the hell? Okay, close this giant door. Wow. I mean, the interior is cool as hell, especially this like light accent lighting. I do like that. I'm just hoping the rumors of a V8 Charger are for real. Stop safely, vehicle will shut off soon. Oh no! Anyway, I like the pistol grip shifter even though it's auto tragic. All in all, I think it has potential.
And to think that only a few years later, this thing would have gone from concept to horrible, horrible production. Speaking of concept cars, there were more there than usual, which I really liked, as I always felt I never saw enough cool concept cars. But I'll just run through the concepts right now real quick. First up is one I desperately hope goes into production, and that's the Toyota 4Runner Surf concept. Since, you know, one of the big appeals to normies that don't take their purpose-built off-roaders off-roading is the fact they can drop the top, I guess Toyota wants to get in on the fun too. So they can upcharge the 4Runner even more. Holy shit. Genesis had this weird K5 Blazer-looking car that honestly does a better job than whatever GM is doing with their Blazer, with their Blazer thing. Ugh, I can't fucking talk because this Blazer's a piece of shit.
Who are you?
Chrysler, as I said, had this wacko banana pants futuristic concept car. We know they're too broke to build. And my favorite of the bunch probably has to be this Kia Moon Rover van thing. One thing I've always found weird about the New York Auto Show is there's never BMW or Mazda or any members of the GM family besides Chevrolet. Ford brought Lincoln. For as sad as and tiny as that display was, for whatever reason, it was really far away from the main Ford booth. They were selling perfume for some reason. Okay, maybe I talked a bit too much about the stuff up top, more than I thought I would. Now, to go downstairs for the main event. Akira Nakai himself, working on an RWB Porsche.
See how it sits.
Sadly, I couldn't come the day before where they actually chopped up the fenders and everything, but just getting to see the man in person is a treat. He's just so precise and passionate. You can tell each build has special craftsmanship put into it, even if it makes all those old money Porsche guys seethe. I spent probably hours just watching, filming, and contorting my body into unseemly positions to get footage. Look at the lengths I go to for content. You better subscribe right now, or I will take a shit in your mailbox. In Minecraft. I held up my arm so long, hoping to get the banner pole, but after they put the wheels on, but sadly, I couldn't, so let's just pretend I did. I then went nuts and waited in line for what felt like hours, when in reality, okay, no, it probably was for hours. I don't even remember anymore. I did not want to repeat the madness of trying to get DK's autograph, so I decided to get in on the ground floor. And I did! Nakai-san himself signed my car's sun visor.
Hi, Mr. Nakai! Oh yeah, right there. Alright, my K-Truck gets the Akira Nakai seal of approval.
Weird thing to sign, I know, since I can't sell it on eBay for massive profit, but I don't care. But now, this means my dinky, oil-burning piece of shit K-car has the Akira Nakai touch. All it's missing is the Workmeisters, Idler's decals, and a sick wide body. The rest of the concourse was a little lacking, not gonna lie, but it was still always a treat to go to. I mean, they had an R33 and an R34 GTR, but no R32 GTR. Just an R32 sedan that I saw at Mitsuwa, which was pretty cool, but I'm a bit sad they didn't complete the GTR trilogy. Same with the lack of an FDRX7. They had a friggin' really clean FC and an FB, you know? Just feels weird. Also, surprisingly few, like, GDM Evos. Someday, I'll actually try out the EV test track and racing sims, but for now, I rate the 125th New York International Auto Show 4 out of 5 pissed off Porsche purists. Anyway, I have been JETTA. Thank you for watching. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I need to take more ibuprofen again for my aching legs.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby, let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.